Hey, I thought I'd do a quick overview for Streets of Rage 2X version 1.7. I've played the other versions of this off camera. There was a really bad balancing issue. Like, basically, the bosses just had a ton of health. Also, the enemies could actually eat the food on the ground. They could actually eat all the trash can apples and barbecue chickens and stuff, which felt really artificial. Not only did you have to manage all the enemies, you had to manage them eating the food and stuff. You couldn't really preserve it in a traditional, beat 'em up fashion where you leave the food on the ground until the scene transitions and then you pick it up. All of that has been fixed. The game is definitely far more balanced. It doesn't feel like I don't know. A lot of open BOR games they have like really cool mechanics and stuff like that, or they're a pretty good like remix of the original game that the sprites are ripped from. But they usually have really bad balancing issues. Seems like the developer pretty much fixed it. I played through about half of the game earlier today, and I've kind of just been learning a lot of the mechanics and stuff. So what's cool about this game is that you can actually tweak pretty much everything. This game has a lot of new mechanics, like rages, there's counters, there's juggles. I don't know what super armor actually does. Special cost, you can use like a standard like fighting game super type system where you have the stars, or you can use your health, you can use both. Ideally, you want to use both. Dodge type, I'm not exactly sure what it does. You also have an extra button for back attack, or you can end your combo, which is actually pretty nice. And you can use the original music or the music from the remake. So I've got pretty much everything stock right now for the most part. Alright, so I'll be boring and play Axel. So they use the Streets of Rage 3 sprites, meaning you have running, you have dodges. You can also cancel into the dodge as well. It does make you invincible as far as I can tell. So in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you see the star system. It's basically just like a super meter. Before it was like an actual super meter that you could see, but now you can just see the star system. I kind of liked how it was before. You actually had a little bit more of an estimate of where when you were going to get a new special. So you have your basic one, there's the forward one, and there's also an aerial special. This allows you to just do air combos and stuff like that. And when you have all 3 meters, you can do a rage super, or you can also do quarter circle forward and attack, and get just a regular super attack. Turn the sound up a little bit. Oh, I can't. Game feels very good to play. It feels very responsive. The pacing is definitely a lot better because the game is better balanced. There's also a block system as well. I haven't quite figured out how to do the counters yet. So if you're not aware, if you have a jailbroken Vita, which is pretty easy to get these days, I think there's been some advancements in that field since I jailbroke mine. OpenBOR is actually an open source engine, and it was ported to Vita, I guess, quite some time ago. I remember playing OpenBOR mods on my original PSP a long time ago, but the thing is, a lot of these games, they take more RAM than the regular PSP can handle, so having it on the Vita is pretty nice. Now, I don't have my My jailbroken Vita is different from my legit one. I have all like my actual purchases and stuff on the legit one, and the jailbroken one is pretty much just for emulation. So I can't do a capture card, but maybe I'll do like a little cam video showing how it works. I mean, there aren't a lot of really great OpenBOR games. There are a couple that are really good, and there are a lot of that are like, they have like a couple things wrong with them that just make them not as enjoyable as they should be. But at the very least, you can play the good ones. I'm gonna try to get Final Fight LNS Ultimate to run, but I've heard some people say that I guess that game has too much content. I have to see exactly how much RAM it takes. I would love to have that and this on there. It'd be like the ultimate beat-em-up machine. But I already have like all the CPS2 and 1 games on there. I don't think there's any other big OpenBOR games on the way. Final Fight LNS Ultimate is going to be out this week. But there's the Marvel Infinity one, which I haven't really played much yet. I'm waiting on the new version of that. I might check that out too. So this game also has a Streets of Rage 3 path. So if you want to play that mode, you can too. Hey, there we go. Looks like I reached the juggle limit there. The last hit of the rapid punches didn't actually hit him. Okay, so I'm gonna back out and I'll show you guys a little bit of the other characters. The game definitely feels a lot better to play. Like, for instance, that Barbin, the first boss, like, he had like 10 times more health than he did there. The pacing was really, really bad, which is kind of interesting because this is basically just supposed to be like, not quite a remake, but it's basically just the original game with more modernized mechanics, like dodge, canceling, blocking, juggles, supers, and things like that. But it felt really off because everything took like 10 times longer to kill than anything else in the base game. And now it feels a lot more on par with what it should be like. Go ahead and play as Blaze. I think Blaze is probably the most fun in this new system. Definitely feels very good to play. I don't know how much it translates in the video, but playing it is actually really satisfying. Probably a little similar to what Streets of Rage 4 is going to be like, having a bit of a faster pace, modernized mechanics and things like that. However, Streets of Rage 4 is not going to have running, which is what I strongly disagree with, the way that they're like modernizing that game. The only character that's going to have it is Cherry Hunter, who's Adam's sister. It's his daughter. Yeah, it's not his sister, but his daughter. Which I think feels really backwards. It's going to feel really slow to play the other characters. I remember when they first announced it, I suggested that maybe they have like a mutator system like they did in their past game, Streets of Fury EX, where you could basically like kind of tweak the game to however you want to play, and then like make it kind of an unlockable thing. Like maybe after you beat the game, you could unlock stuff like having universal running, like dodge mechanics, or like tag mode and things like that. I think that would really increase the replay value, but I haven't talked to the developers in a long time. I don't have any kind of involvement in the game at all, besides just being a beta tester on their independent game. I wish I was involved. Unfortunately, I'm not. Alright, so I'll go ahead and I'll show the rage move, and then that'll be it for this video. I'll probably play through this on stream. Maybe I'll do try to get this done before LNS Ultimate comes out. I actually just ordered an SD2 Vita like 5.0 version. I had the like preliminary one, which didn't really fit in the socket too well. But now that I have that coming in the way, probably put a bunch of stuff on there. Basically just a bunch of emulators, ROMs, and OpenBOR mods that are actually good. I have to find the really good ones. I kind of fell out of the community for a while. I have known about OpenBOR for like over a decade. Like I said, I used to play on my jailbroken PSP way back when, but there was very limited compatibility due to the low memory and RAM in the PSP. But on the Vita, I think it can pretty much handle anything. I heard that Final Fight LNS Ultimate may not work because it's just such a massive game. It has like 70 characters or something, so I don't know how that will work. If it actually does work, maybe I'll post a little fun video of me playing it or something. Anyway, that's it. If you're interested in the game, you could go ahead and check the link in the description. He's got all the changes there. He's going to be adding a command list as well, and there's going to be more updates coming soon. Like I think Shiva is going to be playable on Dr. Zahn as well. So definitely check this game out. The guy has also got a Patreon as well. I haven't actually checked it. I don't know what bonuses he gives you if we let you play the game early or something. But this guy does really good work. I mean, he definitely listened to the feedback. A lot of OpenBOR games just kind of get released and they don't really get tweaked or improved later on, which is why they're kind of like perpetually in a very poorly balanced state. But he actually fixed pretty much all the problems here. I played up to stage 3 and the game felt like very authentic besides having all the new mechanics and stuff. And you can even turn those off if you want to. Thanks for watching.